Hi everybody. This is a video explaining the homework a little bit. What I'd like you to do is take what you've been learning about functions and variables and conditions. And what we're going to do is build a calculator together. I'm going to start it and you guys can finish it for homework. It won't be too difficult because I'm going to do a lot of repetition. But what you're looking at right now is the beginning of a calculator. Now it's in a table. I want to keep the HTML super simple. But basically, every time we work with functions, generally we need an event that drives those functions. And I'm going to go to the script right now, and I'm going to take a close look at what we have. This is what I'm giving you right now. So what we have is an onClick event. It's inside the table cell here, table data, and it's passing an argument of 1. That means that when this specific table cell is clicked, 1 will be passed to this section, a very important part of getting to know JavaScript. So once that happens, we can actually alert that value. We're going to enter alert num entered. Okay, we're just going to try that real quick. Okay, so I've got function calculate num entered. Now let's go ahead and hit refresh, and I'm going to go ahead and hit that 1, and look, I've got an alert that has 1. That's because this happened. Okay. So the way calculators work is we need to take that number that got entered and store it somewhere. So as you just saw, I alerted the number 1. What we're going to want to do is actually store it inside this input type text. This input type text is what you see right here. Okay, so we're going to put a 1, instead of having the alert, we're going to put it right in the text field. We can do that by using document.getElement by ID, and we're going to get the ID of answer because that's the text field that we want to put the number in. So I'm going to get its value, and we're going to make its value equal to num entered. Okay, so now let's try it and see if the 1 goes in the text field. And it does. You see it right here. Hit refresh, hit 1. Excellent. So that means that we can take values, pass them, and then put them inside the text field at the top. Okay? So you see that there's a clear button right here. All I need to do to make that clear button work is to onclick, calculate, because I'm calling that function, and we'll pass a C. Okay, so now we don't want the C to go into the text field. We want it to clear the data. Okay, so what I can do is write if num entered happens to be equal to C, and I'm not using the triple equals here because I know it'll be a string. Remember, triple equals evaluate by both type and equality. So if number is C, I'm going to take the value and I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to assign it a value of empty, so that's going to clear it out. So let's test it. Okay, I'm going to do an if-else here. Okay, so now we've got this, right? And because if it's C, we'll clear it out. Otherwise, we'll put the value in the text field. So I'm going to save it, go to my browser, put 1, and then we'll clear it. 1, clear. Now we've been able to clear it. If I do 1 and 1, notice how the number does not add. So I'm tapping twice. I don't see 11. Well, that's because we need to take the current value and add the new value to it. So what I'm going to do is close this. I'm going to do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then I'm going to do clear because I'm adding to its current value. Okay, so basically we've got an if-else statement. We've got numbers, like 4 has got to calculate, 2 I haven't had the value to, but now we can figure out how we can calculate this. So what I can do is do an else if. So again, we're teaching conditionals, we're teaching functions, we're teaching a lot of stuff here. And else if the num entered happens to be equal to an equal sign, well, then we need to make the answer in the answer window. So in that case, I'm going to do document get element by ID, and I'm going to do answer again, and its value property will be equal to the evaluation of the current value inside the window. So what eval does is it'll take any expression from math and evaluate it. So now we've got this simple condition, and we can go and hit refresh. We can do 1 plus 4 equals 5. We can clear it out. Repeat 1 plus 4 equals 5. We can do 511 plus 4, and it should equal 515, and it does. So we've got a working calculator right now with this very simple structure. Okay? Now, that said, the job for you is going to be to fill out the calculator with the table data. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I were to add another field here, I could just copy and paste this and do the bottom. 7, 8, 9. Okay, and this can be something like, we've got the equal sign already. This can be something like a minus, and then a minus here. Okay, and now we can put a 7 here. So now we have minus functionality. Let's try it. We're going to hit refresh. We're going to do 1 plus 4 minus 2, which should be 3. Oh, I didn't add it. So we'll add a 7, and it'll be minus 2, which is accurate, because I've only put the values inside here. So your job to finish this, and again, start slow, work through it, make sure you have your console up so you can see any errors. For example, we were doing debugging this week, right? Let's say I have an error like this, and I have my console up, and I hit refresh. I get an invalid or unexpected token in line 21, and here you see where the problem is. It tells you exactly where it is, and you can see that I don't have an apostrophe and a closing parenthesis here. Okay? So all I'm expecting is the 4 operators and a decimal point, and a 0, of course. You don't have to do anything else. Those of you, there are more dynamic ways to do this. There are more structural ways, better structural ways to do this. If you want to challenge yourself, the system I laid out is very sort of verbose to have events this way. But once we learn the document object model, we can actually detect which button was pressed based on the event. So if you want to extend yourself and challenge yourself, go forward. But all I'm expecting is that you extend off what I just did and make it work. All right, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I find that we learn more by building things together, but I am right here waiting for you if you need help.